Dr. Randy Posh's last lecture, I really loved it. It's hard for me to sit and focus in on some things for such a long period of time, but the way that he speaks and the way that he goes about incorporating humor and just like his genuine personality, it really kept my interest. And it was just like a great video like in life, and I feel like it's the type of video that could like really help you just refocus and put life into perspective if you're like ever having a bad day or just need a reminder that everything will work out if you handle things appropriately. Because, like he said, you can't choose the cards that are dealt to you, it's how you go about handling those cards that are dealt to you. And yeah, it just made me feel like really good, and I enjoyed it. It also made me sad too because of his situation, how he knows that he's dying, and but it was like so just nice to see how he handled the situation. And I know that he passed away less than a year after he did that last lecture, but it was just really moving too. Also in his life, with her being in the audience and it being her birthday the day prior and him doing a special surprise and him mentioning his kids is just sad. But to know that he did the video for them and for anyone else out there who will want basically a life lesson, it's really nice to know. And my favorite lesson that he gave us was about the roadblocks. So basically, he referred them as brick walls, and he said that they're there to give us a chance to show how badly we want something. And I think that that's just an amazing reminder, because we're always going to have obstacles in life. Things aren't going to go as planned or even like how we would want them to go. So that was like, I just really like that a lot because it's so true. And the reason why I chose it is because they said that it prevents those who don't want something badly enough. And so I feel like a lot of times in life, when you're reaching for a goal or just trying to achieve something, that you're always going to have something after another, some type of obstacle. And a lot of times it's like the unexpected, or you personally could have done something better to prevent some of the difficulties that were ahead. And so how does that life lesson apply to my life? I've like specifically referring to college, so I'm a third year, and I've just had so many brick walls since I've started school. I came in as a microbiology and cell science major, and I just knew I was set on becoming an epidemiologist. I was like, I love science, I love health, and like epidemiology sounds really cool, you know. It seems like you're like a superhero, like fighting against diseases and things. But then reality hits, and I realized that I do not have good time management skills. I don't enjoy science as much as you need to enjoy science to be a science major. And it was just like, okay, well, where do I go from here? And it seemed like a brick wall, but then I was like, you have to go and use your resources, go and talk to people. And then they were like, well, you don't necessarily need to like change your major right now, because I thought I was going to have to change it because I was off track. But they said that I could just like change the major and then switch back into microbiome if I wanted to. But then during that time period when I was in a different major, I was like, I can't go back to doing science, and I don't like calc, and it's just too much. Like the passion is not there. So even though like that brick wall seemed bad, it was helpful because I wouldn't want to have gone to school for something that I do not like, and then I have a degree and I don't even want to do anything with that degree. And then so I switched my major another time, and then that's the major I'm in now. So after I went for microbiome, I was anthropology for temporarily, and now I'm in health education and behavior. And I really love the major because I've always been interested in public health, and I definitely am more on like the hands-on like people side of public health, more so than like the lab side of being like in the hard science field. So I really like it, and that is why I really like the brick wall. And I'm even still having current brick walls. I'm supposed to have been taking another class this semester in addition to the other classes I currently am taking, but then I couldn't because I still had one prereq left, and I was supposed to already had that prereq finished. But I know that everything happens for a reason, and I'm still not off track, even though I thought I was going to be. And I was just like in that advising office, like pleading my case and seeing what I could do with my schedule. And so thankfully, like I won't be like off track, and I'm still expected to graduate on time. So then towards the end of Dr. Randy Pausch's lecture, he quotes, "If you live properly, the dream will come to you." So what that means to me is that the only way that your dream in life is going to happen is if you make it happen, meaning that you do what you need to do to accomplish your goals. So you take advantage of every opportunity. You really you go after what you want. So like he gave the example about how he tricked the guy into having lunch with him because he's like, hey, I know the answer to your question, but I'm not going to give you the answer basically unless you go to lunch with me. But he said it in a polite and professional way, and that helped lead him to working for Imagineer, which was like one of his childhood dreams that he discussed. So I thought like that was really cool. So chasing after your dreams, basically by chasing and taking advantage of all opportunities given to you, and also like doing the work that you know that you need to be doing. So you can't just like sit around and not be proactive. And so how can I live properly? In the aspect of talking about the 6 dimensions of health, which is physical, spiritual, social, intellectual, emotional, and environmental. So how I can live properly and in the process allow my dream to come true. Well, first things first, kind of goes back also like Maslow's needs. In order to get to like that top of anything, you'd first have to make sure that your like necessities in life are taken care of. So like your physical health, and obviously this also plays to the point that you can't always determine what cards are going to be dealt, but you deal properly with the cards that are dealt to you. So you try to carry out the best health that you can by exercising. If you have to take medications, you take those medications, and you just take care of your physical body, and because everything else flows from that aspect. And then spiritual health, so that's basically what living out your purpose. And so how I can do the physical health is by exercising, eating right, and just taking care of myself. And then spiritual health, I do believe in God, and that is really like my foundation is my spiritual health. Like there's a lot of things that I don't think I'd be able to get through if I didn't have my spiritual health to rely on, because it helps me to lead out in my purpose and to know why I'm here on this earth. And for social health, support from my family and from my friends is a huge thing, especially like college, since that's my current life at the moment. College is something where you can't do it alone. Like you need the support of teachers, friends, your parents, even like classmates that you may not talk to after like that one semester, but they were there during a certain time period in your life, and because of them like help you like get through a class or something for that matter. And then intellectual, that's just always being open to learning new things, to trying new things, and to just always like wanting to learn and teach others too as well, because intellectual health helps us to maintain like that proper like capacity and ability to get through life effectively. And then emotional health, this is a huge part in planning how you can live properly, because if you can't handle social life well, or just communicating with those both in and outside of your family, it's just not healthy. And also for coping skills, and I know that me personally, I need to improve just on my emotional health, because I can let my emotions get the best of me and my feelings. And for example, like Dr. Posh, his emotional health was very strong. Like he was able to know that he's dying, due to cancer, yet it'd be like essentially okay with him because it's the cards that he was dealt with and he can't do anything about that. But he knows, hey, I'm a fun person and I'm going to live my life each and every day until like my last day on earth. And then as far as environmental health, that's just taking care of your surroundings, taking care of your living space, both like in your personal living space and just like your city, taking care of it, recycling, appreciating clean water, and getting access to necessities possible, trying to live in places where it won't be harmful. And so 5 ways that I can change the world right now, in like perspective to things that were discussed in this video, is showing gratitude. There's just so much like chaos and hecticness in the world, but when you're like showing gratitude to others, you are very thankful to others, and that helps. It's almost like the karma thing he talked about. When you do good unto someone else, then they'll want to keep that going, and it's just like the chain of giving and showing your appreciation to others. Affirmations, a really great thing. Helping others, it's a huge part, especially like that's like what I want to do. Like I want to go into public health. It's all about helping the community, and specifically public health is dealing with health. It's just like helping someone to live a better lifestyle and so that they can go out and do the things that they want to do, and so that they can live properly and achieve their dreams. And a third way is to recycle. I'm huge on recycling. I take environmental health very seriously, and I think it's important. Like we have to take care of our living space as best as we can, even if we think that we're not actually doing that much. Every little bit does make a difference. And a fourth thing as well is, I guess, to just like always have fun. Like he was saying, you kind of have to take some things in life with a grain of salt. You can't take everything personally, and it just helps to decrease the drama and help spread the peace, because being stressful and around other stressful people can really like decline someone's health. And a last way I can change the world right now is to like be a good person, know how to effectively deal with all different types of people. And yeah, we might not always see eye to eye with someone else, but there's a right way and wrong way to go about doing that. And it's all about like how you treat one another, because it takes 1% at a time to show kindness to one another and to just pass it along.